Hello bass family and welcome to Everything Bass. Today we're moving on with tapping pattern 13 and I got a cool one for you. It's something I wrote in the early 90s, actually on this very bass. And I was trying to kind of channel a honky-tonk piano player meets ZZ Top chugging away in a bar, just kind of playing a jam in a bar. I like that kind of vibe, and I couldn't find a way to do it with standard technique, so I started exploring tapping, and this is what I came up with. For your Patreon Backstage Pass subscriber, you might want to go find post tapping pattern 13, download it because I think it'll help you follow along, but I'll do my best to describe it right now. So you start by tapping with your fretting hand, a G on the 3rd fret E string, and then a D on the 5th fret. And then with this hand, we're going to tap the 15th fret both on the D and the G string together. So we get this, and we end it with a G again. That's the first beat, 1 E and A. They're all 16th notes until you get to the very end. 1 E and A. That's beat 1. Not too hard. I think everyone can kind of get that down. Now, second beat starts, we tap the 14th fret on the D and the G string, slide up to the 15th fret, and we end with a G and a D. So let's put those together. Like that. I forgot to put the ending on. So that's beat 1 and 2. Beat 3 starts with, because we ended beat 2 with a G-D, we go back to the 15th, do a G, a 14th, to slide up to the 15th, G-D, and then the last beat of the measure ends by us going 15th fret, double stop, up to a 17th slide. So the last measure ends with like that. Let me put the whole measure together. I know it sounds weird when I show it in chunks, but let me let you hear it in the flow and see what you guys think. That's beat 1, or I mean measure 1. So now the next measure starts very similarly. We start by doing the same G, D, 15, G, but then beats 2 and 3, or 3 and 4 in the measure, the last half of this measure, I introduce a little bit of a turnaround lick. This one has a little motion and might take you a little bit longer to kind of get to speed. And that starts with going up to the 19th fret and going 19, 17. So 19th fret on the G string, 17th fret on the D string, tap a D here, move down the right hand, go 17, 15, D, and then go 15, 14, B. And that is like that. And I end it by tapping the 14th fret A on the G string. That's kind of my punctuation at the end of the sentence. So slowly, that last part goes. So let me play the entire groove slowly, and you can hopefully hear it. Now a little faster. I love that lick. I think it sounds cool. So there you have it, tapping pattern 13. Now that's actually just part of the song. I actually run it through a blues progression, and I change the pattern up so it then becomes more of a lead line, and I might show you sections of the rest of that. It was never really part of a song per se, but in the early 90s I was in bands that played the Sunset Strip. And we were expected to normally to take like extended solos. So I would take an extended solo, and I always tried to play song elements instead of just shredding away. So I would, put this little honky tonk thing in, run it through the progression a couple times, and then move on to something else. But I thought it was a unique way to show you how to use left-hand notes with double stops, and the rhythms you can get are so cool. I really like it. All right, so that's tapping pattern 13. Let's move on to a more recent album that I was turned on to that just blew my mind. It's a couple years old. Let's see, it's from 2017. And it is Sons of Apollo's Psychotic Symphony. This is another one that a friend of mine said, have you heard Sons of Apollo? And I knew nothing about him. And he sent me a link and I listened to it. And I was like, man, I like this. I like progressive rock / metal I love virtuoso players. I like, also the vocalist really got me, like, nah, I like this guy. And it turns out, as I dug a little deeper, I didn't even realize after listening, the bass player sounded familiar, but it was like a different style than I'd heard him play before. And I realized, oh, it's Billy Sheehan, of course, because Billy's tone is so iconic. But hearing Billy in this kind of band just blew me away. So I immediately bought the entire recording and listened to it nonstop for way too long. I shouldn't say that. Sorry, not sorry. I listened to it for months because I thought it was brilliant. Derek, and I don't want to mess your last name up, Derek Sherinian or something, the original keyboard player, one of the keyboard players from Dream Theater before Jordan. He's keyboard player on here. I loved his playing. I was like, that's great. Jeff Scott Soto is the singer, and I had the opportunity to meet Jeff Scott Soto a couple times when I was teaching at Musicians Institute, and really one of my favorite singers of all time. I just love the power. He's got a lot of grace to his voice, a lot of dynamic control. There's a soul to his voice that I really enjoy. But of course, it's Billy, man. It's hearing Billy on here. Not in like the front of the thing going like I'm playing, really supporting this progressive music that is, I just think, so dynamic. You know, I always struggle because I just start talking about the album and I think I drone on. But, you know, check out God of the Sun, Sign of the Times, Lost in Oblivion. I think Lost in Oblivion could have been a radio hit. Anyway, I just think great album. And if you like progressive rock, progressive metal, if you're a fan of Billy Sheehan, you know, Mike Portnoy's the drummer on this, amazing. If you know, I mean, look, these are the best of the best when it comes to this style of music. And I just think it's great, and I just love hearing Billy in this role. I mean, I like everything Billy's done, but this is so cool. And to hear him step out a couple times and play some, of course, face melting stuff, but to hear him just in this kind of like supportive role of just really supporting the song, chugging, great grooves. Anyway, I'm a big fan of this album. So check it out. I think it's a great. There's a ton of videos on YouTube of them playing, and just check it out and see what you think. Even if you're not really into progressive metal, but you appreciate people that have sat down and gone through the years and mastered their instrument, this is a great band to listen to. Okay, so Tapping Pattern 13 and Sons of Apollo's Psychotic Symphony. Love both these things. Hope you guys do too. Share your ideas in the comments below. Of course, you know, join us on our Facebook group, which is Everything Bass with Dale Titus. Just search that whole thing, because if you just search Everything Bass, you get to a fishing place. But yeah, join in and let us know what you think, where you play from, how much years you have on the instrument, or if you're new to the instrument, what are your influences. Just, we're part of a community, and I love getting everyone talking and sharing posts about themselves. And of course, it means everything to me if you could subscribe to the channel. It's free. Just hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell icon next to it so you're notified when I post videos. And you know, share it, share the video, hit the like, thumbs up, all these things. If you really are appreciating these and you like the videos and the way they're progressing and they're helping you play, and you want to do something to help me out, those little things are free and easy, and they really do. If on every video you can like the video, and if you could share it to people, I would really mean a lot to me. And of course, as I mentioned before, I try to make written materials because I'm a visual learner. I like to see things written down, so all of the videos that I do that need them have written materials, and there are going to be some audio files that you'll be able to play along with, but they're available to people that are Patreon subscribers. So in the description, you'll see a link to get to my Patreon account. If you become a Backstage Pass subscriber, you'll get access to every piece of material I've written and posted. Just find the video name, find the post that matches that name, open that post, you can download the file, and there's a link to get you back to the video. Trying to make it as easy as possible to navigate. Guys, thank you so much. At the time of recording, of course, the coronavirus is you know, changed all of our lives. And for me to be able to sit down here and talk to you, I'm sheltered in place, I'm not going anywhere, but it just feels like I'm not alone because I get to chat with you guys, and that means the world to me. So please, at all times, but especially now, don't be alone. Just share your thoughts in the comments below. Throw something random out there. Join our Facebook group. I'm on it every day. Every day. I pretty much leave it on all day long. So comment on there. Let me know what you think. And I will see you at our next video. Thanks, guys.